Hi, I'm Trish McKinney. I am a mixed media artist from Ohio, and I'm here at the Gel Press booth at NAMTA, and I'm one of their working artists, and I'm just having a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you how I do party on your paper.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I love that, party on the paper.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So are we ready?
Yes.
All right, so I'm using Golden Open.
And we're using a 12 by 12 gel press.
Thank you.
Plates.
I forgot to mention that.
It's all good.
Because I'm all getting into it already. And so I'm using teal and light ultramarine, in case anybody wants to know.
The Open, it's a slow drying acrylic.
Yes.
Very cool.
And it's perfect for places like this when you talk to customers or someone's asking you what you're doing and you have to, you want to explain to them, and then this won't dry. It was originally developed, I think, for plein air painters and a way to keep their acrylics from drying that were like maybe lived in Sedona and dry places. But it's used for a lot for printing because of that.
It just looks pretty on there.
Well, I can leave this. I can leave this forever. Not forever, but for a while anyway. Okay, so I'm going to use my dune grass that I just created, this stencil for Stencil Girl, and you can find it online.
And I will leave a link to that so you guys can get it from stencilgirl.com. Correct?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so I'm just kind of I'm already thinking of compositional things, like, so it has a nice flow and I'm laying it down like that. So it's just already set up. This is Freaky Fabric. That's what it's called. I can't make that up. And
I love using name for a fabric.
I know. It makes you want to buy it just because of that. So anyway, so I'm taking that and I'm going to use it like a stamp, and it gives this really cool, lovely texture in the background. So I'm going to take it and just use it. I'm basically using it like a stamp this time.
Oh, okay.
These are going to be what they call mask. Those are really fancy words for monoprinting and that world.
Getting some really good texture in there.
Yeah. So this
You're
is
going
already
right over top the stencil. You're just layering and layering and layering. Very cool.
Use a very expensive paper. Bought at Hobby Lobby the tissue. I love their tissue in the gift wrapping section.
Perfect. So even like the dollar store would have, like and you could do colors.
Exactly.
Oh, it's fun.
Whatever floats your boat, so to speak. So I'm going to get a nice tight. I don't always use my brayer, but I want to get into these little nooks and crannies. I have to be careful because of the tissue paper. Sometimes it'll.
Can it rip?
Yeah, a little bit. So you have to be very careful when you're pulling it off, because I really pushed it down. But it's a wonderful pickup for cleaning your print. I don't know why I did it that way. I'm gonna do it this way. Wasn't thinking.
It's all. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Look at that. Big reveal. Big reveal.
Yay.
That's awesome.
So the ghost print is always my favorite.
Oh.
So I'm going to pull a ghost print, and the ghost print is just your second pull.
You're just placing that one off to the back, but let's get a really good view. You're going to do a second layer.
Well, I'm going to do it like this so that I'm going to use this sheet. It'll make sense in a minute.
Okay, well, follow along.
So I like to have a little bit of both. If it's something I think is going to be something I really love, I'll pull it all separate. But I want this little transition of shapes. And so what you've got going on here is a positive and a negative, depending on how you look at it.
Right. Very cool.
And I like that because what I'm going to use them for in a minute. It'll make sense in a minute.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
But this is just magic all in itself.
Yeah, and it's
so
just
pretty.
fun. I'm trying to just cover all of the empty spots so that, and you want to work. This technique that I'm telling you about is you want to work with analogous color scheme. So I'm going to teach you a really fancy word that you...
No red and green.
Pardon me?
No red and green.
No red and
Don't
green.
make mud.
No.
I just want mud.
I'll take you mud. Anyway, this is the finished product.
Very cool.
Analogous color scheme means neighbors. Just think of it as neighboring colors.
Got it. So like we're looking at the color wall behind there. So just look at the two colors that would be next to each other on there.
It's a wonderful way. So if you say analogous, people think you're really, really and like know all this art stuff. So that's a way to pull that out, like when you're talking at a party and people think you're a real amazing artist. But really, that's all you're saying. Neighboring colors.
Got it.
I'll pick out the ones I like, and the reason I like tissue paper is because I like to be able to, they make wonderful, easy to collage pieces.
Okay.
And so collage just means I'm gluing something down on another surface.
Yeah.
That's a real simple way to remember it. It can be a lot of things, but so I'm just using matte medium, and I'm gluing that down. And I'm thinking of, okay, so this would obviously look nice with flesh tones.
Okay, so what you have is you have an image, so you took that image.
And then I drew it on there.
Oh, you drew it on there.
Yes,
so you,
I drew it.
Okay,
I didn't
so you
transfer anything, I drew
Okay,
it.
So what if you were not so hot and drawing? What if you just wanted to put it over top of that?
Yeah.
Could you just put it over top of an image?
You couldn't put it on this, but you could trace and put this image on there.
Okay.
That's what you could do. So this is on watercolor paper. It can be on any substrate. Put it on canvas. You can put it on ampersand aqua board. Okay.
So you've traced it, and then you decoupage the...
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Now I'm following.
So
following the train of thought.
So then I switch over to the fluids.
So this is another print where you did the flowers.
Right. So this is halfway done. Okay. And at this point, I'm going to tell you another fancy word. It's called negative painting. So I'm just pulling out my golden fluid. So we'll put this away.
So these are a little bit different than the previous ones you were using.
Right. And by the way, when I'm in the studio, you can use these. I love to use my golden fluid, but you have to work fast.
Ah.
So they dry.
So you were saying the other paint takes a while for it to dry. On the tissue paper, how long would it take for it to, do you have to let it sit overnight? Or?
No, nothing like that. There's a, I don't know, maybe an hour to dry.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it just depends on the climate, the conditions that are going around.
Okay. Because I was picturing like slow drying. I'm like, oh, it's going to take like a day or two.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But it will stick up on itself, and it'll be quite wet for a while. So you don't want to. You do want to watch that. I'm a watercolorist, so I like to use, I will use my fluid in a very watery, transparent way, so that the trick is not to take too much away that you, first of all, you want to put a great print down.
Right.
This print is wonderful because it's got a lot of light areas. Usually the second pull or the ghost print is my favorite for this technique because it's not too overpowering. I'm going to paint upside down so you guys can see. And I like to paint upside down. I tell my students to do it, so...
Well, it gives you a different perspective, right?
Well, it helps you to see the shapes. It's especially good if you ever get lost in a painting, what people call getting lost. So I got to be able to see.
So you're looking at the original.
Right.
And kind of pulling in and giving yourself.
Right. So I've drawn it in, but the pencil lines are really light. So I want to make sure, and I'm painting, this is called negative painting. I'm painting around the subject to make it pop out.
So you're not painting the flower itself, you're painting all the negative black space that was in the flower. So right now you're doing this.
Correct.
Got it.
Negative is what surrounds your object.
Got it.
It's the space that surrounds your object.
The negative space.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's a wonderful thing to do. I like to teach it a lot in my workshops because it helps people. It separates your painting from being a beginner sometimes, you know. It's a very sophisticated way of seeing things, and it's wonderful. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. I just did a blog post for Gel Press. As a working artist, that's what I do. So I'll do publish a little mini video, and I have that on the Gel Press site. And
but you also have your own YouTube channel, correct?
Yes, I do. Thank you for bringing that up.
I will put a link up in the corner for you guys to check out her YouTube channel. But for those that just want to hear it, what is the name of the channel?
It's Trish McKinney.
Trish McKinney. Easy
That's
enough.
It. Yeah,
Easy enough.
I got to keep things simple.
Oh, I hear you. That's why mine's Aaron Reed Makes, you know.
That way people can find me.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is what I do, and then eventually I'll come in and start to paint the positive, which you know, I'll finish it up. But
so you've already done all the negative on this.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can see it's about, I would say about halfway done.
So when you decoupaged it, did you decoupage it with the paint side up or the paint side down?
Paint side up.
Paint side up for the
tissue paper. And it's not exactly decoupage, but it's a good way to think of it.
Right.
It's like decoupage.
Right.
But it's using, never use Mod Podge or anything like you would use in decoupage. That's what I want to say, because you'll rip this. I'm not sure that decoupage, Mod Podge is archival either.
Right.
So
No,
I prefer the brands Golden. I'm a Golden Artist Educator, but I don't get paid by them or anything. So I really do like their products. And I like Golden Matte Medium, and I also like the professional grade of the Liquitex.
Okay.
Sold in Hobby Lobby. And
so a good matte medium or a gel medium is best for when you're doing...
No gel medium.
Oh, no gel medium. Oh, okay.
Gel medium will rip this because it's too thin.
Okay.
Gel medium you would use if you have a very thick, heavy thing you want to collage. So it would work for that. So anyway, so I'm just gonna, I'll finish this up by, just brushing in and finish it like a traditional.
And the whole point is that you can see, like you're painting it, but you see all the tissue and all the beautifulness.
Exactly.
So it gives you this really cool, like, I don't know, multi-toned painting.
Well, it's about layers. I call it layers of understanding, but sometimes it'll be very deep things in my paintings, like words or messages, uplifting words.
Right.
But this one is just pure, beautiful texture. And this was using, if anyone looks on the Stencil Girl site, this was using my Wisteria collection.
Right.
Yeah. And I love it. It's actually designed off the wisteria vine in my front porch.
Oh, fine.
And the vines.
I love how you're pulling something that's just right there.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
It makes a beautiful match with this because it's organic. So that's the clue.
All right, so all these paintings that we're seeing right here are all done using that same technique that she just, she's like popping her eyes. She's trying to hide behind her painting. No, but take a look at this one. This is so pretty. Oh, I love that one.
And so it's made on, you can see on the ampersand. Makes wonderful. This is a cradle board, but you can also do it on the flat ones too.
Very cool. I mean, just look at the art. I mean, it just looks so amazing. I love it. It's so absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for the amazing demo and little demonstration about some fun things that you could do with gel press and kind of like boosting yourself out of your comfort zone and making art, which is fantastic. All right, so thank you everybody for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye everybody.